This is Washington, District of Columbia, the capital of the United States. It is a city of magnificent buildings and beautiful parks. The White House, dwelling place of the nation's chief executive, stands as a symbol of freedom and dignity. On Capitol Hill, one of the most imposing structures is the Supreme Court, highest seat of justice in the United States. Also situated on Capitol Hill is the Library of Congress. It houses America's priceless historic documents, such as the Constitution of the United States, one of the most successful instruments of government ever conceived. The man who presided over the Constitutional Convention lived in nearby Virginia at Mount Vernon. His name was George Washington. Though General Washington's slaves lived happily in these quarters, he provided for their freedom in his will. Mount Vernon today is a public shrine. Here, President Washington spent many hours. In the spring, Washington's monument is flanked by blossoming cherry trees, a gift from the government of Japan. Thomas Jefferson's Memorial, author of the Declaration of Independence. And the inspiring white marble edifice dedicated to President Abraham Lincoln, who is gratefully remembered by every American as the man who preserved the Union. Ford's Theater was the site of one of the greatest single tragedies in American history. Here on April 14, 1865, President Lincoln was shot by an assassin. Carried to this house across the way, Lincoln died the following morning. Spanning the broad Potomac River, Memorial Bridge connects Washington with nearby Arlington, Virginia. The great leader of the Confederate forces, Robert E. Lee, lived in this mansion just across the river. But Arlington is mostly revered as the final resting place of America's heroic soldiers. The mast of the battleship Maine commemorates her crew. Most sacred of the hallowed ground in this great national memorial cemetery is the tomb of the unknown soldier. In this one tomb is represented America's respect for her dead of all wars. Never ceasing, the honor guard paces the nation's homage in measured tread. At Easter time, the curving white marble amphitheater, just to the rear of the unknown soldier's tomb, is filled to capacity as the annual services begin. Gathered on a mission of devotion at this holiest season are the President, cabinet members, diplomatic and military leaders, and the dignitaries of many foreign lands. Continuing our visit to Washington, we see the fabulous Pentagon, nerve center of the armed forces. Perhaps one of the most interesting places is the Bureau of Engraving. Here, among other things, are made the printing plates for U.S. currency. The Smithsonian Institute, famous historical museum. Though the city is dedicated in large part to the memory of America's past great leaders, it is also a bustling metropolis. Washington is the hub around which revolves the political life of the United States. Along famous Embassy Row are found the chief representatives of every nation in the world. Territorial rights are exercised by each embassy. The buildings and immediate property are considered to be the home soil of each nation. The Pan American Union Building is where inter-American relations are maintained. Religious structures of all faiths also contribute to Washington's park-like beauty. But more than this physical grace, they provide the spiritual guidance which has traditionally played such a vital role in the lives of America's great leaders. Washington is ideally suited for educational institutions such as Georgetown University. Named after the first president is George Washington University. In addition to her historic beauty, the city offers wonderful recreational facilities. The family picnic in Rock Creek Park is a great favorite. A cooling plunge in the public swimming pools can be accomplished with a breathtaking ride down the slippery slide if one desires. The Zoological Park is one of the finest in the world, and during pleasant weather, thousands of visitors enjoy such sights as this polar bear ambling around his cage. It is famous for its outstanding collection of rare animals and birds. Who can resist the monkey antics? Or the great pachyderm from India waiting for a peanut handout. Great falls on the Potomac River. In the early days when George Washington was noted as a surveyor, he was employed to design a canal which would bypass this obstacle to navigation. One of Washington's greatest attractions, however, is the spirit of excitement which takes over the city during its great ceremonial occasions. Arrivals of kings, queens, premiers, and presidents are always a state occasion, and colorful parades are the order of the day. Greatest of them all, however, is the impressive inaugural parades held every 4 years. Involving thousands of participants, the inaugural parades signify the swearing in of the next President of the United States. This, then, is Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, home of the government of the United States.